My people, freedom is a mountain. It may be high, but we will climb it. Freedom is a river. They may try to dam it, but it will always find a way. Freedom is a storm. It shakes the earth, it clears the sky, it cannot be stopped. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has reminded us that courage is the dawn after the longest night. He has shown us that truth is the drumbeat that marches a people forward. And he has proven that no matter how heavy the burden, a determined people will rise and carry it to victory. So let us climb, let us march, let us rise. Because freedom is not a dream, it is our destiny. And destiny always arrives, no matter how long the night. With this, I welcome you to today's episode, where we examine the personality, leadership style, ideology, and vision of our great leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and place them in historical context by comparing them with genuine, selfless freedom fighters across Africa and the world. This idea is born out of my desire to make sure I talk about our great leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, every single day until he comes out of prison with Biafra freedom. Today we will be talking about how history rewrites the names of freedom fighters from criminals to founders. One of history's most uncomfortable truths is this: nearly every nation celebrates founders who were once called criminals. The titles we assign, rebel, insurgent, extremist, often reveal more about the power of the moment than the morality of the cause. History is not written in real time. It is edited by outcomes, evidence, and reflection. What is condemned today may be commemorated tomorrow. What is dismissed as disorder may later be understood as the birth of a nation. In today's episode, we examine how figures once labeled criminals became founders across America, Europe, Asia, and beyond, and why this pattern matters when evaluating Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the Biafran demand for self-determination. This is not about glorifying conflict. It is about understanding how legitimacy is often recognized only after resistance endures. The Founding Fathers, illegal by definition. Let us begin with the United States. By British law, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, and their allies were criminals. They rejected lawful authority, organized armed resistance, destroyed government property, encouraged secession. British courts would have tried them for treason had they failed. Yet, history now calls them Founding Fathers. What changed? Not their actions, but the moral interpretation of those actions after independence succeeded. This is the first lesson. Legality and legitimacy are not the same. France, Regicide Ecom Republicans. The French Revolution dismantled monarchy through actions considered unthinkable at the time. Revolutionary leaders were accused of subverting divine order, destroying tradition, threatening civilization. European elites viewed them as dangerous radicals. Modern France, however, defines itself through the revolution's ideals: liberty, equality, fraternity. Streets, holidays, and institutions honor what was once condemned. History did not forget the excesses, but it recognized the principle. Ireland, from terrorists to statesmen. Irish revolutionaries were long labeled terrorists by British authorities and media. Leaders of the Easter Rising were executed, imprisoned, and vilified. Decades later, Ireland became independent. Revolutionary leaders became national heroes, and their actions were reinterpreted as resistance, not criminality. This transformation did not happen overnight. It followed endurance, reflection, and acknowledgement of historical grievance. Russia, outlaws to architects of a state. In Tsarist Russia, Bolsheviks were hunted, jailed, and exiled. Lenin lived as a fugitive. Revolutionary literature was banned. Yet, when the system collapsed, revolutionaries became rulers. Criminalization gave way to commemoration. Again, this is not endorsement, it is observation. China, rebels to founders. Mao Zedong and his movement were once dismissed as rural insurgents threatening order. The Chinese state branded them criminals. After victory, Mao became the founder of modern China. History did not validate every method, but it recognized the historical conditions that produced the movement. A universal pattern. Across continents, history repeats a pattern. 1. A group raises grievances. 2. Authority dismisses or suppresses them. 3. Leaders are criminalized. 4. Resistance persists. 5. Outcomes force re-evaluation. 6. History revises language. This pattern is not racial, regional, or ideological. It is structural. Africa. The same story, slower recognition. In Africa, this pattern unfolded with additional delay due to colonial narratives. Mandela was labeled a terrorist. Lumumba was branded dangerous. Sankara was dismissed as reckless. History eventually corrected these portrayals. The delay did not negate legitimacy, it revealed bias. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the question of legitimacy. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu exists within this same historical arc. He did not invent Biafra. He did not create the civil war. He did not manufacture grievance. He articulated unresolved history. Supporters view him not as a criminal, but as a continuation of a silenced conversation, one interrupted by war, never concluded by reconciliation. History shows us that leaders who articulate suppressed memory are often the most controversial in their time. Criminalization as a political tool. Criminalization has long been used to narrow public sympathy, simplify complex history, isolate movements, avoid addressing root causes. Yet, criminalization rarely resolves underlying issues. It only postpones their return. Mandela's imprisonment did not end apartheid. Irish executions did not end independence movements. Silencing memory did not end Biafra. Why founders are understood late? Founders are rarely understood in their moments because they disrupt comfort, they expose contradictions, they challenge inherited authority, they demand moral accounting. History prefers stability until stability proves unjust. The role of sacrifice in historical revision. Sacrifice forces reconsideration. Prison, exile, assassination, and endurance compel societies to ask uncomfortable questions. Why was this person feared? What did they refuse to abandon? What truths were they carrying? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's continued sacrifice ensures that the Biafran question remains open, not buried. Responsible remembrance. This episode does not claim that every revolutionary was right or every action justified. History is mature enough to hold complexity. What it insists upon is this: the legitimacy of grievances must be examined independently of the labels assigned to those who voice them. Justice begins where reduction ends. What history asks of us today? History asks modern societies to apply consistent standards, distinguish memory from threat, separate advocacy from criminality, engage dialogue before repression. These are not radical demands. They are lessons paid for with centuries of conflict. Conclusion. The long view of history. Those we call criminals today may be founders tomorrow. Those we silence may define the future. Those we reduce may represent unfinished truth. History does not reward convenience, it rewards honesty. As we reflect on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the Biafran struggle, history invites us to ask, are we witnessing disorder or the persistence of a question that was never answered? Stay tuned and see you on the next episode. But before you go, please help me say a word of prayer for our great leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in the comment section.